Hello everyone. Myself Dr. Smritika Shinde. I am an assistant professor from Deva Patel College of Physiotherapy. Today I am here to explain you some topic. The name of my topic is manual muscle testing. It is being prepared by myself, Dr. Smritika Shinde. I am an assistant professor in Deva Patel College of Physiotherapy, Kolhapur. It has been approved from Dr. Amrut Kaur Raizadeh Madam. She is the principal of the college. These are the following contents what we are going to study in today's topic. So first I would like to explain you what is the introduction, what is the definition of MMT, what are the purposes and uses of MMT, and what are the indications, contraindications of MMT, what is the procedure, what is the preparation, that is how we are going to prepare for the patient, and the summary. Objectives. At the end of the lecture, the second year student should be able to define MMT. Students should know what are the principles of the MMT, what are the purposes and uses of MMT, and what is the procedure of MMT. So, first we'll start with the introduction of this topic. Manual muscle testing is used to determine the extent and degree of muscular weakness resulting from disease, injury, or disuse. So, this is a evaluation part which has been used mostly in all the medical fields. It has been used by all the doctors. This is the main evaluation tool of the physiotherapist. The records obtained from this test provides a base for planning therapeutic procedures and periodic retesting. Manual muscle testing is an important tool for all the members of health team dealing with physical residuals of disability. So now we'll go to the what is the definition of MMT. MMT is a procedure for the evaluation of strength of the individual muscle or muscle group based upon the effective performance of a movement in relation to the forces of gravity or manual resistance through the available range of motion. So it is nothing but it is an assessment part where we check how the muscle is weak or what is the strength of the muscle. There are certain steps, there are certain grades in MMT what we have to follow to see this has been done in against gravity and in gravity eliminated position to see how the muscle is strengthened. MMT is most vital part of motor assessment performed in medical examination. The next part will see what are the purpose and uses of MMT. So, first in clinical uses, in many of the hospitals and all in clinicians, it is the main tool of their assessment part. The severity of problem can be understand. We'll come to know how the or what is the problem of that particular disorder. Third, we can plan for our treatment goals. Suppose if we'll come to the conclusion that this muscle or this person is having 4 grade or 5 grade, we can plan accordingly. So, what the treatment is to be given. Next is to determine the extent and degree of muscular weakness resulting from disease and injury. We'll come to know what is the degree and what is the extent of the muscular weakness. How much weak is the muscle? According to that, we can plan our treatment plans. Prevents deformities by locating problem areas. It also helps and evaluate effectiveness of treatment to the therapist. So it helps the therapist to find out what are the this one problem or how we are going to evaluate that particular disorder. Now, why MMT is performed and why it is needed? It is we have to see for the muscle whether it is a normal or abnormal. Is a particular muscle normal or no? How it is it weak, or if it is weak, then how much weak it is? Okay, is it more weak or it is less weak, or it is strong, or is that muscle having grade 5 or the normal grade? Next is it strong enough? How much strong it is? Is it weak on both the sides? So you can check the MMT, suppose for the biceps on the right, left. So you can compare and see on the both the sides. Is the particular pattern of muscular weakness? So suppose if the particular muscle is having weakness, and if you'll not see in the opposite group of muscle, if you'll see it in the other group of muscle, you'll come to know that by checking this MMT that there to find out that if there is any particular pattern of weakness. Because as certain diseases have some pattern of weakness, so it will help us to rule out what that particular is suspected for the diagnosis. Now we'll come to the grades of the MMT. So the first is the MRC grade, second is the Oxford scale, third is the Kendall scale, and fourth are there are certain other grades too. So first, as I spoke, is MRC. So that is nothing but Medical Research Council scale. So this scale is mostly followed and it is accepted everywhere. So that I'll explain you what is this. So it starts from grade 0, where you will see the patient will not at all have any contraction. There is a totally absence of contraction, no contraction at all. There is no at all voluntary movement. Next is grade 1, where you'll see there is flickering of contraction. You will see some amount or some part of the muscle is getting contracted. In grade 2, full range of motion with eliminated gravity. Patient will do the full range of motion. Grade 2 is full range of motion with eliminated gravity. So the movement will be in the elimination. It will not be against gravity. Suppose if I want to do elbow flexion, so this is against gravity and this is in gravity eliminated. So this is what grade 2. Grade 3 is full range of motion against gravity. Here in grade 2 and 3, you're not going to apply any type of resistance or any type of assistance. Next is grade 4, full range of motion with against gravity with minimal resistance. The same thing what we did in 3, you're going to do it in 4, but here you're going to apply some minimal resistance. And you should check how the patient is able to do by applying this minimal resistance, whether the patient is able to do the movement or no. According to that, you're going to grade it for 3 and 4. The next is grade 5, full range of motion with gravity, with against gravity with maximal resistance. So this grade 5 is mostly considered as a normal grade where you have to give maximum resistance against gravity and you should ask the patient to do the movement. So these are the MRC or the scales of MMT. Next, we'll see what are the principles of MMT. So the first principle is position, second is stabilization, third is demonstration, fourth is application of grades, fifth, application of resistance. Next is the checking the normal strength, objectivity, and documentation. So hereby I'll explain you one by one what are the principles and what you're going to follow in this. So first we'll go for the position. Patient is position eliminated or against gravity. So depending upon the which type of grade you're going to test, depending upon that you have to position the patient. Suppose you're going to test for grade 1, 2, the movement what you're going to do should be in gravity eliminated. Suppose you're going to check it for 3, 4 and 5. The position of the patient should be against gravity. Next is patient should be free as possible from the discomfort or pain from the duration of each test. So whatever you're going to do, your particular evaluation during that time, patient should be at the comfortable level. You should not have any type of pain or any discomfort. Otherwise, that will give you a wrong interpretation of your MMT. Next, patient's position must permit adequate stabilization of the part being tested by the help provided by the examiner. So giving stabilization and support during testing is very important. Next, I would like to tell you how should be the joint during, how you're going to position your joint during MMT evaluation. So it is changed depending upon the performance. Next is distal part of the joint is moved whenever you're giving any resistance or assistance, or during that time the distal part of the joint is moved. Place the joint in anti-gravity position. So you have to place it for grade 3, it should be in anti-gravity, and place the joint in horizontal position for grade 4, and this should also be in anti-gravity position. So the next principle is about the stabilization. Patient should stabilize ourselves during perform anti-gravity positions. The hand placement of the therapist is very, very important here. So, how should be the hand placement? I will explain you about this. So, the proximal hand should be at the origin of muscle and proximal joint giving stabilization. And your distal hand should be at the distal part or offering resistance or the assistance depending upon the performance. Applications of grade. So, whenever you will get a patient, when you start evaluating, with which grade you will start. Is it a 0? Is it a 5? Or is it 3? So, always start with grade 3. That is, if you start examining the muscle part. Because in this grade 3, here you are not going to apply any resistance nor assistance. So, this is the optimal grade 3 grade, what you have to start. First, you should test the grade 3. Isolation of muscles could be tested. Again, the muscles have to be isolated. Suppose if wrist flexors are having 2 to 3 muscles, which in combine bring the wrist movement. So you have to isolate that particular each muscle and you're going to test it. Application of resistance. Resistance is applied slowly and gradually. You should not apply resistance very fast and it should not be more aggressive. That can even hurt the patient. And before giving any resistance, you should explain the patient about what you're going to do so that the patient's mind will become ready for the procedure what you're going to do. Next is apply the force distally. You should apply the force to your proximal muscles or the proximal joints. With the distal hand of the therapist, patient should apply the force to the distal part of the body. Use long lever to apply resistance wherever it is possible. Checking the normal strength is also important. Suppose if you're going to check the right side of the MMT, first you should assess or check for the normal side of your body, that is the left side. Therapist to check the strength of the muscle to the normal side first. This is very important because this will help you to compare the strength of the muscle. Next is the documentation. Examiners complete testing documentation or record first. Whatever you are evaluating, that should be documented. This I will help for next step of treatment applications and help for checking improvement of the treatment. Suppose if you are treating a patient and you will see that the patient is having grade 3 and after 15 days when a patient comes back, okay, with the proper physiotherapy treatment, so, if you have documented it and if the patient has shown improvement, you'll come to know how much improvement patient has been seen or what type of improvement or what is the level of the improvement. So, documentation is very important. The next part is what are the indications of MMT. There are certain things where you should do MMT and there are certain things where you should not do MMT, that is the contraindications. So, first we'll go to the indications. This MMT is done in the lower motor neuron lesion. Some other neurological diseases, there are certain other neurological diseases like multiple sclerosis, dystrophy, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, myasthenia gravis, GB syndromes. In all these conditions, you can go for the MMT. And there are various certain musculoskeletal disorders also where you can go for the MMT. Now, these are certain contraindications of MMT where you should not follow the MMT. First is cerebral palsy, cardiovascular diseases, dislocated unhealed fracture, myositis ossifications, Parkinson's disease, pain, inflammation, and severe cardiac and respiratory diseases. So these are the certain certain conditions where you should not do or where you should not go for the MMT. The next part is what is the procedure or how you are going to perform the MMT. So the first is explanation and instructions. Second is the assessment of normal muscle strength. Before touching a patient, first you have to explain what you're going to perform. Okay, and what are the things you're going to perform on patient. Suppose you're going to give resistance, give assistance. Proper instruction should be given to the patient. Assessment of normal muscle strength should be done first. So you should come to know what is the affected side, and to the non-affected side, you have to go for the assessment. The third part is properly position the patient. Positioning the patient properly is very important. So this will help you for the proper interpretation of that particular MMT or the proper grade. Stabilization. Stabilization should be given by the therapist to prevent the trick movements or the compensatory movements. Suppose if a muscle is weak, patient relax a patient to do particular movement. Along with that particular muscle, the other muscle will also come into the movement. So that should not happen. So for this, proper stabilization should be given. Substitution movement and trick movement should be avoided. Conventional, there are certain conventional methods to be followed, and there are certain alternating techniques too. The plinth or the mat table for testing must be firm to help stabilize the part which is being tested. The ideal is hard surface will not allow the trunk or limbs to sink in. So whatever mat or the plinth you're going to select, it should be hard. So the patient will not sink into the bed. The friction of that particular surface material should be minimum. When a patient is paralytic, a mat table is more practical choice. The height of table should be adjustable to allow the examiner to use the proper leverage and body mechanics. Now, these are the certain materials what we use for MMT. The first most important thing is the muscle test documentation form, which is very important, so that as you will preserve it for the next time, you will come to know what is the prognosis of that particular muscle. Next is the pen, pencil, or computer terminal. Pillows, towels, pads, and wedges. This we use it for positioning, sheets, or other draping linen. Goniometer, assistance of turning, moving, or stabilizing the patient. So we require some other assistance or the therapist, so which will help you the patient to turn or to give stabilization during the evaluation. Emergency call systems. This is also important. Reference material. So stabilization, proximal hand of the therapist should be at the origin of muscle and the joint giving stabilization. Distal hand, distally offering resistance or assistance depend upon the performance. Therapist should demonstrate or explain briefly the movement to be performed. So what you're going to do, you should explain, assess and record the normal muscle strength on the affected side. You have to first check, evaluate, and also record what is the strength to the normal side. Patient is positioned to isolate the muscle to be tested in gravity eliminated or against gravity. Proper positioning should be done. What MMT grade you're going to test. So these are the certain references. What I would like to explain you about the Daniels and Worthingham's. These are the two books, good books, Muscle Testing and Function, that is Fluorescence, Patterson, Kendall. Musculoskeletal Assessment is Hazal and Clarkson. So here I would like to conclude about the summary of this topic as MMT is an evaluation tool where we use it in certain neurological and musculoskeletal disorder to check the muscle strength, how and what is the status of the muscle in certain muscular weakness conditions, which will help all the clinicians to come to their particular diagnosis and to their proper treatment goals. Thank you.